Jakob Fugger was a German merchant, mining entrepreneur and banker. He lived from 1459 to 1525. He is considered one of the wealthiest individuals in history. Fugger's financial dealings had a huge impact on Europe during his lifetime. He was known as Jakob Fugger the Rich, for good reason. His wealth influenced kings and emperors. Fugger's story is not just about money, it's a story about power. In the 16th century, Europe was changing rapidly. The old medieval order was giving way to new empires and new ideas. Fugger's financial influence played a key role in shaping these changes. He understood the power of money. He used it to gain influence and shape events. Jakob Fugger's journey to incredible wealth began with textiles. He came from a family of successful merchants in Augsburg, Germany. Fugger expanded the family business through smart investments and strategic partnerships. He secured exclusive rights to trade with important regions. This gave him a significant advantage in the European market. Fugger recognized the potential of mining early on. He invested heavily in copper and silver mines, primarily in Central Europe. These ventures proved highly profitable. They became a cornerstone of his growing fortune. He formed close ties with the Habsburg dynasty. They controlled vast territories and needed capital for their ambitious political endeavors. Fugger's financial acumen was remarkable. He understood the importance of diversification and risk management. He spread his investments across various industries and geographies. This approach minimized losses and maximized profits, solidifying his position as a financial titan. The Habsburg dynasty was a major power in Europe. They controlled lands in Spain, Austria, and the Holy Roman Empire. Jakob Fugger saw an opportunity in their ambition. He became their primary financier. Fugger's loans allowed the Habsburgs to fund wars, maintain their lavish courts, and expand their influence. One of the most significant examples of Fugger's impact on Habsburg fortunes was his financing of the election of Charles V as Holy Roman Emperor. The election was a costly affair involving complex political maneuvering and, most importantly, bribes. Fugger provided the vast sums needed to secure Charles's victory. This cemented Fugger's position as a power broker in the Holy Roman Empire. He had essentially bought the imperial crown for Charles V. This act demonstrated the immense power that wealth could wield in this era. Fugger's financial dealings went beyond simple loans. He was involved in complex financial instruments, including the controversial sale of indulgences. Indulgences were certificates that promised forgiveness of sins. The Catholic Church sold them to fund its activities. Fugger saw a business opportunity in this practice. He provided loans to Archbishop Albrecht of Mainz, who was deeply in debt due to his lavish lifestyle and the purchase of multiple church offices. To repay his debts, Albrecht obtained permission from the Pope to sell indulgences. Fugger financed the printing and distribution of these indulgences, taking a significant cut of the profits. This practice, along with other excesses within the Church, sparked outrage and contributed to the Protestant Reformation. Fugger's involvement in the indulgence trade highlights the complex and often controversial relationship between money, religion, and power in 16th century Europe. Section 5. The price of power, debts and dependencies. Fugger's loans to the Habsburgs and other powerful figures came at a price. He extracted concessions and privileges in return for his financial support. These included mining rights, tax exemptions, and control over valuable trade routes. This created a system of interdependence. While Fugger's wealth provided him with significant influence, it also created dependencies and vulnerabilities. His fortunes became intertwined with the success and stability of his debtors. When debtors defaulted on loans or political fortunes changed, it could impact Fugger's own financial standing. Fugger's story serves as a reminder that even the most powerful financiers are not immune to the risks and uncertainties of political and economic landscapes. His experiences demonstrate the complex interplay between financial power and political stability. Section 6. The Fugger Legacy. A financial empire. Jakob Fugger died in 1525, but his legacy lived on. He left behind a vast financial empire that spanned across Europe. The Fugger family continued to be involved in banking, mining, and trade for centuries after his death. They established one of the first international banking houses. The Fugger's wealth was legendary. They owned castles, palaces, and vast tracts of land. They used their wealth to support the arts and fund charitable projects. The Fuggerei, a housing complex for the poor in Augsburg, still stands today as a testament to their philanthropy. The Fugger family's influence gradually declined as new financial centers emerged. However, their story remains a fascinating example of the power of finance in shaping history. Section 7. Beyond Wealth, Fugger's Social and Cultural Influence. Jakob Fugger's influence extended beyond the realm of finance. He was a patron of the arts and a collector of rare books and manuscripts. He commissioned artworks from renowned artists of his time, contributing to the flourishing of the Renaissance in Germany. His library, considered one of the finest in Europe, contained valuable texts that would have otherwise been lost. Fugger recognized the importance of education. He founded a chapel and a school in Augsburg. He believed in giving back to the community. He used his wealth to support charitable causes, particularly those aimed at alleviating poverty and providing housing for the less fortunate. Fugger's story demonstrates that financial success can be leveraged to foster cultural development, promote education, and address social issues. His actions went beyond mere accumulation of wealth, leaving a lasting impact on the social and cultural fabric of his time. Section 8. A lasting impact, Fugger's mark on European history. Jakob Fugger's life and career coincided with a period of significant change in Europe. The old medieval order was giving way to new nation-states and empires. The Catholic Church was facing challenges to its authority. The discovery of the New World was transforming trade and exploration. Fugger's financial dealings played a role in shaping these events. His support for the Habsburgs contributed to their rise as a dominant power in Europe. His involvement in the indulgence trade fueled the flames of the Protestant Reformation. His investments in mining and trade helped to establish new economic networks. Fugger's story highlights the complex interplay between finance, politics, and society during a pivotal period in European history. His actions had unintended consequences, both positive and negative, that reverberated for centuries. Section 9. Conclusion. The power and peril of financial influence. Jakob Fugger's story is a reminder of the immense power of finance. In an era when cash was king, Fugger used his wealth to influence emperors and shape the destinies of nations. He was a master of leverage, using loans and investments to gain access to power and privilege. However, his story also serves as a cautionary tale. Fugger's wealth made him indispensable but also vulnerable. He was often caught between competing interests, and his fortunes were tied to the unpredictable nature of politics. The fall of a dynasty or the outbreak of war could jeopardize his investments. Fugger's life serves as a timeless reminder. Financial power, while potent, must be wielded with caution and foresight. His legacy continues to fascinate and inspire, prompting reflection on the complex relationship between money, power, and the course of history.